Hello and welcome to this screencast. I'm going to demonstrate how you would process the content review queue if you're the site administrator. So this is where when other site visitors visit the site and they contribute videos, podcasts, news and events and whatnot, blog posts, these things are not published by default. They need to be reviewed by the site administrator to make sure that they're appropriate for appearance on the homepage feeds here. So the first thing we do, of course, is ensure that we're logged in with site administration privileges. And so where is this queue? Well, we've seen it actually in some of the other screencasts when it comes to managing things like unpublished featured projects, deadlines, some of those other screencasts we saw. We went up into content management, content, list, and here we have the view of all of our content, both published and non-published. So what if you want to ensure that the view is only non-published content? Well, you would come up here and ensure that status is selected and change this drop-down box to not published and then filter. And now you have a view of only the unpublished content. And we could see that all these 4 new contributions have been made since we last reviewed the queue. And we have an event, news item, podcast, and video. Okay. So what you would want to do then is to go in here and review this item. You just click on it. Read it over, make sure that it's in keeping with what we want to appear on the home page. And then you can do one of 2 things. You can go into Edit here, and oops, sorry, just disregard that pop-up menu. My trackpad is very sensitive. Okay, and then scroll down here, and you can tick Published and Save. Okay, and you can do that for all content types. Now let's go back into our content management, content list again. And you'll see that it preserves whatever filter we've put here before. And if you need to just reset that filter for any reason, just press this reset button and it will remove this and any other restrictions that we've made in the filter and reset it to list all content. But now you can see that that item that we just reviewed is no longer showing up in our queue of unpublished content here. So say we recognize the author of these and we just trust this person by default. We don't really want to go in and read all of these things. There's another sort of bulk method of approval, which is to tick multiple items here and just tick them all. And so you can tick like 2, or actually if you want to select all of the unpublished content, you can just tick this top box here and it will select everything. And then you just choose Publish as the update option and Update. And now all those items have been published. And if we were to go to our home page now, we should see that Finding the Welland Canals is up here. Our event, Places, People, Stories, Narratives about Place, Stories about Gender is there. And the podcast on obscure childhood movies is showing up. We didn't add a blog item, but so that's the process. Now, if you need to, for any reason, demote this, like you want it to appear, say you wanted Finding the Welland Canals to appear below something else here, then you would go into node queue management again, okay? And that, just to remind you, is content management, node queue, list. And here, say, I guess we had the news item, we were talking about the Welland Canal piece and whether or not we wanted to have that on top. Well, there it is, and if you wanted it to come like second there, you would just drag that underneath and save. And now if you go to the home page, Finding the Well and Canals is below Coming in August there. And I have to apologize if you're hearing my cat in the background. He's kind of crazy. Okay, so that is really all there is to reviewing the content queue, again, content list. And you might want to just bookmark this URL in the location bar, and that will always take you to the content queue. So in your case, I'm using a development version of the site, but it'll say thenier.ca en admin content node overview. Okay. And here you can see it's a good example of where a filter is already there. If you need to reset, go ahead and reset. And now all of the published content and unpublished content will be showing. And there isn't actually any unpublished content right now. If you wanted to, for any reason, unpublish content, like these 4 items that we just published, you say you want to suddenly retract those, you can tick them all and come into Update Options, Unpublish, Update. Okay, and now they're not published. We can see in their status column. And if we go to the home page, we can see that they've been removed. The well and canal piece is not appearing. Unpublished content does not appear on the home page. Okay. Well, I think that's really all I wanted to say about managing the content queue and reviewing people's content contributions or submissions. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact me, Juliet@openessent.com, and I'd be happy to answer your questions or concerns. Thanks for listening.